Welcome to the Daughter Arise channel. My name is Yvonne and this channel is all about bringing you news and content surrounding childhood sexual abuse. I am myself somebody that society considers to be a survivor. That's basically someone that has survived a traumatic life experience that is basically living to tell the tale. And on this channel, I share things to do with my story of overcoming childhood sexual abuse. I also share news stories and content that I come across in regards to this topic. So if this is the type of content you're looking for, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified of any new uploads. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up as well. So in this video today, I'm sharing with you a video that has been sent to me by several different people. It's also doing the rounds on social media. It's by a lady called Afua who has shared some quite disturbing information about somebody who is apparently well known within the Brixton area. And in this video, she talks about some of the things that he has done to young girls, allegedly, in regards to childhood sexual abuse. Now, I have to say allegedly only because it hasn't been tried in a court of law, but also as well because if YouTube come across anything they might feel is defamatory, they could request that this video is taken down. So for that purpose, that's why I've said allegedly in regards to this video. But I want you to watch this video, listen to what this lady has said, and then I will come back and share my thoughts on it.
Right, so I'm making this video because I really feel compelled to have to do it. I'm not usually one for making videos or putting things up on social media to any great extent, you know, not really my thing. But this one, I want it to go viral. I want this video to go worldwide. I want everybody to see it. But particularly, I want people in the community of Brixton of a certain age. Anybody who's over the age of 40 will remember this person that I'm about to tell you about. Anyone. Yeah? If you lived in the Brixton area and you're over the age of 35, 40, you will remember this individual. I'm going to tell you about a persistent predator that is a scourge in our community. I'm going to tell you about a predator that is such a bad man that nobody would ever challenge this individual. This individual that enjoyed going around killing people, enjoyed going around raping young girls. We are talking about an individual that has impregnated and systematically raped a whole generation of black women in the Brixton and South London area and probably beyond. We're talking about an individual that was literally like the Debo. Remember Debo from Friday? He was literally the Debo of the black community in South London at that time. This individual is a disgusting individual. This is the season for calling out nonces and paedophiles, okay? Now, this individual has had a reign of terror that spans probably about 30 or 40 years. This is an old man now, he's in his 60s, coming up maybe even 70. He's still at it. I heard news today that he's got another 14-year-old girl pregnant. I spoke to my daughter's godmother last night. She told me that yes, she too was raped by this individual at 12 years old. Yeah? The individual that I'm talking about is none other, if you haven't guessed it already and you're from Brixton, who used to walk and terrorise Brixton? Whose daughters wasn't safe in Brixton back in the day? You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about none other than Vincent Dirty Rat. Vincent Rat, paedophile Vincent Rat, impregnating young girls from the 1980s come right up even beyond that. That's who I'm talking about, okay? Cecil Rubin's niece, Nadine, you lot know her. She walks up and down Brixton like a crazy person. Former client, yeah? I know this girl. She disclosed to me that he raped her in her uncle's shop back in the day. You all know the shop. Cecil Rubin, Hootanani, and I all know the shop. Cecil, if you knew, you're complicit. Whoever knew about it was complicit. Whoever knows about all the other girls and the 15 children, if not more, who are now in their 20s or their 30s, who were sired as the victim of rape when their 12-year-old and their 13-year-old and their 14-year-old mothers were raped by this monster in our community. The Jimmy Savile, the what's this guy's name? Weinstein of our community. He is the Jimmy Savile and the Jeffrey Epstein and the Harvey Weinstein of our community. Vincent Dirty Blood Clot Rat. You're a paedophile. You're a perpetrator. Yeah, you even try and look me when I was about 15 at a park event when you used to have rat security, but I never pay you no mind. I ran away from you and your friend in your car. So I know you're about it. Yeah, and now I'm hearing so much coming out, but people are still too afraid to talk. The man them that would never challenge you, the daughters of the brothers that you raped, who would never challenge you because they were too scared of you. They said that you had good abia. They said you worked the Lawrence. They said you was a police snitch. Nobody would challenge you, Vincent Rat. But me, here, today, from my location, I'm challenging you. You are a dirty paedophile, Vincent Rat. And whoever wants to support him, why are you up in the Nation of Islam? Talk to me, brother Abdul Karim. Talk to me, Freddie Daly, because you must know who this guy is. Brother Hillary, Abdul Karim. You lot are Brixtonians. Brother Wayne, you're Brixtonians. Why is Vincent Rat allowed in the mosque? This is why I stopped working with you when I saw this rapist, this scourge in our community, rape a whole generation of sisters. Got children all over the place, probably even procreating with each other, having disabled children. We don't know. He's prolific. There must be hundreds, and I'm saying today, DM me, sisters, if you want to do something about it, because there is no upper limit in it being able to take sexual abuse historic cases to court. There is no upper limit. If it's 50 years, we can still have him. DM me if you suffered under Vincent Rat. Back in the day, in the Brixton era, when Ratty was a bad man, because he ain't a bad man now, he's an old man, yeah? Stand up. And all you brothers that never spoke out, all of you that never spoke out, you are all complicit. You are all complicit. Check yourselves. You've got children now. I know everybody was scared. I know this man terrorized the community. How did these little girls feel that every day they're in the playground, yeah, having to deal with this man, hearing how many people he's killed and whatever, knowing that he's raped them, and they can't say nothing? There's so many victims. Vincent, dirty, blood clot, rat. Yeah? You are vermin. And we're calling you out today. I want this video to go viral. Talk about the round bed that you had in the bottom of your shop or the yard at Paulette Road. The round bed with the mirrors on the ceiling. Yeah, the victims have spoken to me. They've spoken to me. Yeah? And I'm telling you, more is going to come out. I am not resting until I have your head on a platter. Vincent, dirty, blood clot, rat. Yeah, I said it. Afua Rose, Afua Chibweze, I said it. Yeah? You are a scourge in our community, and I will not rest until your head is on a platter. You're bright about your working in the black community to make things better and work with the youths and the gangs and give money to nation and them things. Go pay your victims. Pay your victims. Some of them are crack whores on the road. Some of them have committed suicide. Some of them are mentally ill because of you, Vincent, dirty, blood clot, rat.
So as you just saw from that video, it is quite powerful what Afua, I think that's how you pronounce her name, has shared. The first thing I want to say about this video is that Afua, if you're watching, you are a very brave lady. I don't think people realise how hard it is to call out things that are ingrained generationally and culturally within certain communities. I have talked about on my other videos and in my book Choose Life about the problem with child sexual abuse within the black community. I also recently did a webinar event in September talking about this same topic. It is something that has been going on for years. It is something that is so entrenched within black culture and generational mindsets that it is very hard to address. And for those who do try and address it, more often than not, they're vilified, they're called all types of names. Already I've seen under some videos that people are calling her a clout chaser. How can she be a clout chaser, what, for a paedophile? As a matter of fact, all she's doing is trying to help people who have been affected by this man. And as an organisation based in Brixton, because Daughter Arise, we are based in the Brixton area, I have done a lot of outreach work within the local community, letting people know about Daughter Arise, talking to people on the streets, leafleting and letting people know about our support group. You will be surprised of the amount of people that have gone through child sexual abuse. It's something that a lot of people never felt that they could even talk about, especially when it comes to certain generations within the community. A lot of people have this closed mindset of what goes on in your house stays in your house. The very fact of the matter is, when a community decides to overlook somebody within their circle who is sexually abusing girls, who is engaging in inappropriate behaviour that is morally wrong, this is where the problem starts to escalate, because in doing so, in being complicit to that person's crimes by turning a blind eye and ignoring the warning signs that is there that this person is possibly sexually abusing somebody, all it does is give a green light to that perpetrator, to that paedophile. I've said on other videos, and I'll say this again, paedophiles can't change by themselves. They really do ever change. They really do want to change. They just continue to go from situation to situation, looking for a vulnerable young girl or a vulnerable young boy to manipulate and sexually abuse. What she shared was so powerful and so true, and a lot of people are not going to like what she had to say. They're going to find all kinds of reasons to come against her, to call her all kinds of names, call her a troublemaker, but she is brave and she is courageous. And I feel that people don't understand how hard it is when you've gone through sexual abuse to speak out. When you have other people who are able to speak out through their strength, through their courage, it is actually a blessing. Because, you know, when you've gone through it and other people have told you just to forget about it, it doesn't matter, oh, it happened so long ago, and you can't, you know, you start to feel like there is no hope for you. And in having somebody who's speaking out so openly about it and just really being so direct about it, it's so encouraging. It's heartbreaking to hear how these young girls' lives have been affected by this man. And the fact that he's been able to do it for so long in the community shows that people are complicit in his behaviour, and complicit by keeping silent about it. I can imagine how those young girls feel being sexually abused by somebody who is a lot older than you, a lot more powerful than you. And you know, this is something that people don't want to admit, but it goes on more often than we believe. A lot of people within certain communities, whether that's the Black, Asian communities of a certain generation, especially the men of certain generation, have a mindset that says that it is their right to pick a girl's cherry. It's their right to be able to take a girl's virginity. This is a mindset that happens within a lot of Black, Caribbean, African families. As a member of whatever community that you're in, you have a duty to report or say something when something is morally wrong. If you see that somebody within your community, a man of a certain age or a woman, is doing things to young children or engaging in inappropriate behaviour, you have a duty to do something about it. Now, whether people feel morally they have a duty to do something about it or not, it's not the point. The point is, if you see something is wrong, you should be reporting it to the relevant authorities. And as somebody who's classed as a childhood sexual abuse survivor, and as a Black woman that has gone through child sexual abuse in my childhood, I have to say the complicity of families and communities has gone on long enough. What happens is when you protect these people, hold them on a pedestal because of what they've done for the community or how kind they've been to the family, and then you vilify the young girl, saying she's too fast, she's too flighty, or too grown for her age, you are actually giving power to the paedophile. You're giving power to the person who is damaging young children. This person that she's talking about allegedly has fathered 15 children, even possibly more, who knows? These are probably the only ones that have been known about. But as I said, paedophiles cannot change their behaviour, so he probably has more children. And the cycle continues. Those broken girls that have had to birth this man's children and keep quiet, giving birth to children that they possibly haven't felt a relationship with just due to the fact of how that child was conceived. And then the cycle continues. The cycle of brokenness, the cycle of dysfunctional relationships, the cycle of hurt just continues on and on and on. So men like Vincent, who are the scourge of our communities, need to be stopped. For far too long, men like this have been in our communities, abusing young girls, and people are just turning a blind eye to it. It takes courage for people to come forward and to stand for truth. People won't stand with you when you are doing something that is that is morally right. They will do everything in their power to discourage you because it's that crab mentality. They want to keep things quiet. They don't want to get involved. No one ever seems to consider the devastation that these people cause in their communities. They are a disgrace. They need to be stopped. As Afua said in her video, there is no limitations now on reporting child sexual abuse. If you've gone through it in earlier years, maybe in the 80s, 90s, whenever it is, please, if you can, get support and go to the police. Daughter Arise is an organisation here in Brixton. If you need to talk to somebody, I can be contacted on info@daughterarise.org.uk. If you want to reach out, and tell me anything, I can be contacted on that address as well. And if anybody knows Afua or knows contact details for her, please inbox me those details because I would like to get in touch with her. I revealed in 2019, and again in other videos I've done this year, that the Lord God is going to expose paedophiles. If you are a paedophile, if you are somebody who's engaging in this behaviour, you need to repent from what you are doing. You need to turn yourself into the police. You need to confess to the things that you have done. Because even with repentance before God, you still have to bear the consequences of what you have done. You have damaged people's lives. You have gone around not thinking about the devastation you have caused. As Afua shared in that video, young girls committing suicide, walking along in the streets of Brixton or wherever it is, mentally broken by what these people have done to them, and they go on living their life without a care in the world. It is wrong. And if you are courageous enough to speak out about child sexual abuse, you should do so, because it is a subject that few people want to talk about. They pretend that it doesn't go on, but let there be a time where somebody is accused of it. You will see how fast they always come for the victims and survivors. They never hold the perpetrator accountable. They never hold the paedophile accountable. And I, for one, am sick of it. I've been doing this work for over 10 years and I've seen the devastation that it has caused. Not only had it caused in my own life, but in the lives of others, the lives of people who I've been supporting all this time. So now is the time for people to use their voice and speak out against it, because I'm telling you the truth. As long as people enable these people, as long as people turn a blind eye and are complicit in their behaviour, things will never change. And I, for one, am going to keep Afua in my prayers, because she is going to need the strength of the Lord God on her side to continue to expose and stand in the gap for those that have been affected in her community in Brixton. So that's all I wanted to say today in this video. I will leave links to both of my books, Daughter Arise, which is my story, in the description box below, and also Choose Life, which is an empowerment workbook I have developed for survivors of childhood sexual abuse. You can find all details to my website as well in the description box, and I will see you on the next video.